Hey, it's Joe here. Welcome to my channel. This is my channel where I just kind of talk about whatever I want. Still here in the Philippines right now, and I wanted to make a quick video talking about nutrition here in the Philippines. I'm a pretty healthy dude. Back in the USA, I used to lift weights probably like 3 or 4 times a week, exercise maybe 5, and then I'd also usually eat decently. A day or two I might eat some shitty food for fun at parties or whatever. For the most part, I live a pretty nutritious lifestyle, watch what I eat, try to exercise a little bit. And I'm going to talk about how I kind of maintain that here in the Philippines. And I'm also going to just talk about food for like the enjoyment of eating it. Because food here in the Philippines, in my opinion, kind of sucks. And I'm part Filipino, not trying to hate, but I really feel like if you're used to the USA, you're going to have a hard time with your diet here. Anyway, so let's get started. First thing I want to talk about is when I first came here, I was almost 200 pounds. And then throughout the first month, I actually lost 30 pounds. You're probably thinking, how the heck does somebody lose 30 pounds in a month? Well, not in a good way. I got really sick. I had bad water a couple times. And I also drank distilled water, which I know now that if you're not used to, it can severely hurt your digestive workings in your intestines and your stomach. So, initially I wasn't really eating much, and as my diet kind of came back, it didn't really come back all that strong. And at first I thought maybe I just kind of was still having some residual effects of the diet, but I think now it was actually just because my food kind of wasn't that good. So, first thing about the food here is the food is crazy salty, or it's like crazy sweet. All of their meat has it's like salt with a side of meat on it. It's amazing. It works really well for them because a lot of Filipinos tend to leave their food out for long periods of time, and germs don't really grow on it because anything that touches the meat will instantly incinerate because of the high salt content. It's like when they used to try to land those rovers on Venus and they couldn't even make it to the surface. That's how the flies feel when they try to land on a piece of Filipino meat. Anyway, even if you go to McDonald's, I had a quarter pounder there. Holy cow! That thing was not cow. It was salt with a little bit of cow mixed in. It was like, it blew my mind how much salt was on the Filipino quarter pounder. I will never eat a quarter pounder at a Filipino McDonald's again for the rest of my life. It was a negative experience. I didn't even finish it. I threw it away because I couldn't get through it. I'm not like a guy who wastes food. Anybody who knows me, I'll eat like moldy bread and cheese. Well, cheese when I used to eat cheese. I'm lactose intolerant now, but when I used to eat cheese, I'd eat like moldy food. I don't care, bro. I'd eat whatever. But that freaking McDonald's quarter pounder, I could not put that thing away. And I can put almost anything away. So now let's just talk about the kind of things that I do eat here. It's basically like 3 things. The first one is peanut butter and jelly, which actually isn't even that easy to get here. The only place I know that you can get jelly at is 7-Eleven. I shop at 7-Eleven probably more than any other store, any 10 stores combined here. I get most of my food there primarily because it's an American-owned business, so they have a lot of the American comfort foods that I like. PB&J is like a go-to that I eat almost every day. Currently, all of the 7-Elevens within 5 miles are out of jelly, though. Jelly is not a common thing they use here. They do have peanut butter and they have bread, but jelly is not part of the common Filipino grocery family, so to speak. So I've pretty much bought out every 7-Eleven within walking distance, within maybe 5 miles. I bought out all of their out of their jam and jelly, so I'm currently on a little bit of a PB&J fast, but that was one of the foods that I ate pretty much every day. The other thing that I always get is iced coffee. There are a couple sugar-free brands that are kind of like Japanese brands, but most of them have sugar built into them, just like everything else in the Philippines. I can eat a little sugar here and there, although I try to avoid it. A lot of diabetes in my family. But I do get the iced coffee. I just stock up on those. They don't really have like bulk anything here, especially at 7-Eleven. So I tend to just buy 12 cans of like iced coffee at 7-Eleven, and the guys kind of look at me weird, but they're like, whatever, you know. The other thing that I eat, other than coffee, jelly, and well, sugar-free drinks, I get like Diet Coke sometimes at 7-Eleven. It's the only place that has it too. Is I go to Jollibee and I eat their spaghetti. Jollibee's in walking distance from here. It's about 5 minutes walk, maybe 10. I don't know. It's close. And I go to Jollibee and I get their family spaghetti. It's like one spaghetti that's meant for a family of 5, and I easily consume that entire platter within one meal. Today I ate 2 of those because I had some stored up and the electricity was off most of the day because of a typhoon. So I eat a lot of spaghetti. Not a good weight loss food. Definitely going to gain that weight back. And the last thing I eat, I'm very fortunate to be dating a girl whose mom owns a food store. They sell a lot of Filipino dishes that are really good. Some of those are even a little bit too salty for me, but still that food is really good. And I eat that almost every day. That has been a godsend. I got to figure out how to pay them back for all the food that they've given me over the last 2 months. I will have been in the Philippines for 2.5 months when I leave, and I got to figure out something to do for them to say like, hey, thank you for giving me all that food, because they literally give me food like every day, and I eat a lot. I don't know, like I eat enough to fulfill my to satiate me, and that's like basically a family's worth of food here in the Philippines, because I eat more than regular Filipinos because I got to keep up with these, yeah. Bam! Right there. Oh, watch out. Anyway, so my diet is terrible. This is the most unhealthy diet I've ever had in my entire life, and I am not exaggerating. It is temporary. If you come to the Philippines, have a plan. I have a lot of nutritional supplements, and I do protein powders as well. Although I'm almost out, which, you know. That is how I keep from getting like, getting gross and too fat and not feeling good, is I have a lot of supplements and other things to complement my diet. My 2 favorite Filipino foods, by the way, here are pancit and menudo, made from my girlfriend's mom's store. Yeah, so bring nutrition. I don't really have much more to say than that. This just was going to be a quick video talking about nutrition, but have a plan. Have a plan on what you're going to eat. If you have a place that has refrigeration and cooking, that'll give you a lot more options. I can't actually cook here. I don't have a stove. I do have a refrigerator, but I don't have a stove. So, yeah, have a plan. And hopefully you can, if you visit the Philippines, you don't have to worry too much about diet. If you're like a nutrition kind of guy like me, it will be hard. So just have a plan in place, especially if you're out here in the province. In the city, there's a little bit more. Anyway, I'm starting to babble now, which means it's the time for the video to end. So I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my other videos about the Philippines or whatever. See you later. Aloha from the Philippines, from Iba. Later, guys.